Okay, hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about homeostasis and how our body responds to the negative and positive feedback system. So the keywords for today are the negative feedback, the positive feedback, and homeostasis. For the warm up, again, watch a video to know in detail and to get an overview of what is homeostasis. Okay, so organization of life. So, the simplest form of life, like the simplest, it is the chemical level, that is an atom. And then after that, it's the cellular level. Then it's the tissue. Then the cells, a group of cells together makes a tissue. Then group of similar types of cells, at least four kinds, they made up tissue. Then two or more tissue types make up an organ, and then group of some organs that work together makes organ system. And the most complex is organism level. Okay, so a complete organism. So a cell makes up tissue, tissue makes up organs, organs make up the organ system, and the organ systems makes an organism. Okay, so that's the organization of life. If we look at here in the diagram, you can see number one level atoms, they are really, really small and they are very simple. And then they come together to form a molecule and then a cell. So it could be any cell, like a smooth muscle cell in your body, a blood cell in your body. And then these cells, they join together to make up tissue, like here. So smooth muscle tissue, then the tissue makes up the organs. So organs are made up of the different types of tissues, and then the organ systems, like, so you can, the respiratory system, the circulatory system we have done before, and the organs are heart, kidneys, things like that, and then you get a whole organism. Okay, so that's the level of organization from the very low atom to the whole organism. Okay, so important part for the organization of life, as we have just did in the previous slide, that cells make up the tissues. So the tissues are the epithelial tissue that covers the body surfaces, and they also lines the organs, and they also forms the gland. So the epithelial tissues are important because they do three things here. Then the connective tissue in our body, that's most abundant. So that is in your fibrous tissue, fat, cartilage, bone marrow, and blood. All that is made up of your connective tissue. Then you have got muscles and muscular tissue, and then nerves and neural tissue. So the four important types of tissues in your body. All right, so now maintaining life. So, in order to maintain a good life or healthy life, you need to have few things. Some things are really, really important. For example, boundaries, how you're responding to the environmental change. Where are you living? Can you move? Are you able to digest the nutrients? Are you able to process your food inside your body? Are you able to take out your food of the body, like excretion? Are you able to reproduce? Are you able to grow? Few conditions for a life to exist, to maintain a life. And in order to survive, we must have nutrients. We need nutrients to survive. We need food. We need oxygen, water, body temperature, atmospheric temperature. So we need to maintain a proper body temperature. Otherwise, we get fever if the temperature is high. We need to have a proper atmospheric pressure. Otherwise, we will not be able to survive. Okay. So it's just a comparison, a funny picture. In olden days, it was like just food, shelter, water, and clothing were required for survival. But now, internet, especially in remote learning, internet is really important for your survival as well. Okay, so body temperature, so you need to maintain a body temperature of 98 degrees Fahrenheit or around 37 degrees Celsius. So if it's more than that, you get a temperature, you get a fever, and that's not good. So your body tries to maintain a regular temperature all the time. Doesn't matter if it's cold outside or if it's warm outside. the temperature inside your body, if you are not having any infection or any fever, it's around 98 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius. And if there is a sudden drop or rise in the temperature, then it's not good for survival. Even death can occur at either extreme, if it's very high the temperature inside the body or if it's very low. Okay, and the second thing required for survival was atmospheric pressure. As you go up in the air, so you can see the pressure, you can see the bottle here. So what's happening to it? So the atmospheric pressure is really, really important. So force exerted on the surface of the body, our breathing, how we breathe, it depends upon the appropriate air pressure. So a high altitude at higher heights, it may be too low to support metabolism. So all these factors are important for your survival. So now coming to your homeostasis. What is homeostasis? So think about it. Your body has got trillions, billions of cells, and they normally function at their best. Yeah. So as I said, for temperature, so there are so many other things in the body that need to be constant. Whether maybe that's a temperature, maybe that's water inside your body, or whether it could be your sugar levels inside the body. So in order to maintain the stable internal environment in your body, inside your body, that process is known as homeostasis. So homeo means the same, stasis means staying the same, standing still, unchanging. So that unchanging environment of your body, inside your body, whether that's temperature, whether that's water, whether that's a level of sugar in the body, in the blood, everything stays the same. In order to maintain that process, we call that as a homeostasis. So your body does that process in order to maintain the stable internal environment in your body. Okay, so how does it work? So every system contributes to maintaining homeostasis. Like we have done different body systems like nervous system, circulatory system, respiratory system. So all the systems at times work together to maintain it. So, and there are four things which happens in the process of homeostasis. So first one is stimulus. Stimulus, as you now know, it's any change. So whatever the change is, whether maybe it's the increase in temperature or decrease in temperature, it's a change. Yeah. Then the receptor. So the receptor organs of the cells in the body, they take that message, and then control center, it sends it to the control center, which is your nervous system, and then that send it's to the effector, like what to do in that case, to the effector organ. The stimulus produces change in variable imbalance, then it's detected by the receptor here, then receptor senses the information and sends to the control center. It could be the brain or the other organs in the body. Then it sends to the effector, the output, where the body will react to it, and then the response, and then it comes in balance. So that's a process. You need to know those four processes required for maintaining homeostasis. Let's see one example here. So communication is really important. For example, nervous system and endocrine system. So endocrine system is a system where you produce, where some of the hormones are produced. Okay, that helps in regulating few things in the body. So for example, if you look at this boy who's eating something, so whenever you eat something and it has got carbs in it and the other thing, so your glucose level comes high, yeah, becomes high in the body. So whenever you are eating, so for example here, that boy is eating a burger, so the glucose level is going high, rising. What happens then? The high glucose level is detected by the insulin secreted by the cells of pancreas. So pancreas is an organ that forms a hormone known as insulin. You might have heard that the people with diabetes, they take insulin. So when the sugar level is high, our body produces insulin. Pancreas produces insulin. And then pancreas, once they have done that, so the pancreas, the insulin helps in lowering down the level of sugar. Okay, so there are different things what the body does, like insulin helps to convert the glucose into a glycogen molecule, and that gets stored in the liver and also to the other cells as well. So in that case, after that, the glucose level is restored. Okay, so that returns to normal because the body cells also need glucose. Yeah, so some of the glucose get converted to glycogen, and the some of the that go to the body cells, and then that's how that comes back to normal. So there was a rise, insulin was secreted. Insulin just brings back the level by giving it to the body cells which need energy and converting it to glycogen. So bringing back the glucose level to normal. So you need to understand that. And this is also an example of negative feedback. Why it is negative? Because you're doing your body level, the sugar level is high, but your body is trying to lower it again. So it is acting negatively. So that's why it's known as a negative feedback system. So control centers analyzes the information and determine the responses, which is the effector. So information sent along the different pathway. And the effector, it could be a negative, it could be positive. Yep. All right. So negative feedback, as I already said, so your body acting oppositely. If you're feeling cold, your body starts to shiver so that your body temperature can lower down. So that's a negative response of the body. Something is going high, but your body is trying to make it low. Yep. If you are really hot, feeling hot, your body tries to sweat, produce sweat. So it is like the opposite thing body is doing. That's a negative feedback. Other example, heart rate, blood pressure, breathing rate, glucose levels, oxygen levels, thirst, etc. That is the example of negative feedback. Yeah. So positive feedback is something happening to the body and body is acting in a way to let it happen. For example, blood clotting. Whenever you got an injury, so the blood starts to come out, but then after some time it clots. So body is acting to stop the prevent of the blood. Also in the childbirth, during labor, the mother like body, the contraction increases in order to push the baby out. So these are the example of positive, where the body is acting positively, whatever is required. So why there is imbalance, why we need here homeostasis? Because sometimes due to age, due to infections, due to other things, your body, the level of the things inside body get imbalanced. So that's why we need to balance them. And the process is homeostasis by which the body does that for you. So as a review, you can do that and complete only one of the following tasks. And please share the work with me. If you think the work is getting too much for you, just let me know. I can modify the work for you. Okay. Hopefully see you soon in about week's time. Bye. Have a nice day.